Hello, welcome back and welcome to Casa de Waldstein. Today we're going to be graphing quadratic functions. Alright, we're going to utilize some of the skills that you learned in the last assignment, and hopefully you learned those. That was finding the direction and finding the vertex of a quadratic function. Alright, so here's going to be the steps, and I'm going to go through them as I actually graph my function and hopefully you understand. I'm going to do a second one with another example a little bit later, but hopefully you won't even need that one. So the first thing we're going to do is find the vertex, and it's interesting to note that because our a is positive here, and there's no number with the x squared, so that means a is 1. Remember, a is always with the x squared. B is the number that's always with the x. In this case, that's 4. And C is the number that's by itself. In this case, that's 3. So we're going to use this formula, x equals negative b over 2a. And that's going to get me the x-coordinate of the vertex. Don't forget that negative sign. A lot of you did that in the first assignment. And don't forget that 2. Some of you did that as well. Another thing to note is that we need to do this multiplication part first before we divide. The reason is it's divided by the whole thing. So this is going to be negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. So that's going to be the x-coordinate of my vertex. The main mistake people make here is they mess up the sign. So if you get something that seems wrong and very weird, you're getting really large or really small numbers, it's probably a wrong sign here, so be careful there. All right, now I'm going to put that vertex right in the middle of my table. All right, negative 2 right there. Then I'm going to pick two numbers that are smaller than my vertex. I picked negative 3 and negative 4. And two numbers that are larger than my vertex. I picked negative 1 and 0. And now, that step is done. From here, we need to actually calculate the y values. Now, if you remember, I told you that the iPhone calculator is trash. So you might want to download this right here, calculator. I think it will help you. It's a calculator and then like a little hashtag. And I'm going to use that one to calculate the actual values. All right, so we're going to plug in negative 4 first. Now, when you're squaring, it's good to put that negative value in parentheses. So negative 4 squared plus 4 times negative 4 plus 3. And see that I got the answer of 3. Excuse my Instagram ad. And then I'm going to put 3 right in there. Now, what I can do is I can use the arrow keys and just go back and change that negative 4 to a negative 3. But you got to change it in both spots. And you'll see I get 0 there. Do the same thing with all the other values. Change that negative 3 to a negative 2. Make sure to change it in both spots. And see, I got negative 1. And if I continue doing this for all of them with negative 1, I I would get 0 again. And with 0, I would get 3. This is important to note that since our graph of a quadratic, again it's called a parabola, is a symmetric graph, meaning that one side is exactly the same as the other, this value and this value should always be the same. This value and this value should always be the same. Now, that doesn't mean just do 2 of them, because it's a very easy way to just check your answer to calculate all 5. And if the 2 don't match, if the top one and the bottom one don't match, if the second one from the top, second one from the bottom don't match, you know you did something wrong, and it's an easy way to go back and fix. All right, so now I have my table, 5 points. All I'm going to do is graph. So negative 4 is over here, and positive 3. Negative 3 and 0. Negative 2. And negative 1. Why don't I use a different color here? Negative 2. Negative 1. Negative 1 and 0. And 0 and 3. We connect them to make a curve. And as usual, my drawings are not very good, but this is our quadratic. If you get a shape that's not a U shape like that, or an upside down U shape, then you did something wrong and you need to go back and fix it. Okay? So that's our first example. Now let's try another one. Okay, this one's going to be y equals negative 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. All right, first thing, find the vertex. Important to note, this is going to be a parabola facing downward. It's going to be an upside down U. I know that because a is negative. A is always with the x squared. B is always with the x, negative 4. And C is by itself, which is 1. Put the, we didn't actually calculate it yet. X equals negative b over 2a. Now b is already negative. That's crazy. So that's going to be a double negative 4, which becomes a positive. Over 2 times negative 2. Again, do that part first. Negative 4 on the bottom. 4 divided by negative 4, which is negative 1. We're going to put that negative 1 right in the middle of our table. We're going to pick 2 numbers smaller. I'll go with negative 2, negative 3. 2 numbers bigger. I'll go with 0 and 1. And now we're going to get our beautiful calculator and plug those values in. We're going to do it pretty much the same way as we did before. So negative 2 parentheses. Our first value looks to be negative 3 squared, right there, minus 4 times our negative 3 plus 1. And we get a value of negative 5. Again, we can use the arrow keys go back in, change that -3 to our next value, which is -2. Make sure to do it in both places. And then we get our value of +1. If I were to plug in -1, I would keep going. All right. I get 3, then 1, and -5 again. Again, these two should be equal, and these two should be equal. Now I graph it. -3 is over here, -5 is down here, -2 and 1, -1 and 3, 0 and 1, and 1, -5. Hopefully you can draw a little bit better than me, but there is my graph. All right, note that again, like we said at the beginning, since A is negative, we get a parabola facing down. Awesome. All right, now you're going to have an assignment. There's going to be a link to it on the program Desmos. If you have any trouble, just find me on Hangouts or shoot me an email or whatever you need to do. Have a good day.